Hello you beautiful people, welcome back to the Hiker Plays video. Today we are going to be talking about tier lists, and specifically about the support tier lists. So, do you find yourself going into your training, saving Blue Lock, and thinking, how can I maximize my team building? Well, here is a tier list of players that will help you, or at least guide you in the right direction. Now, this isn't the end all be all. This doesn't mean that you should be training everyone in the S tier. So taking, for example, a Bachata. Sorry, that's my alarm going off at the same time. Taking like a Bachata, for example, and then immediately going, right, we're going to train everyone in the S tier. It means that they are the best units, but within reason. You still want to train people, for example, a Bachata in his main technical and kicking, but then you can use the tier list to try and find the best technical and kicking players. The reason we're doing this with no takes is because I need to go for work, and I've not had any time because we've had someone around. But let's not waste any more time and show you the level 50 tier list. So, if your support characters are all level 50, this is for you free-to-play players out there, you guys that are brand new to the game. You're going to start and most likely pull these characters. Now, at level 50, this is the viability of said characters. So you've got Kunigami, you've got Gagamaru, Bachira, Rin, and Baro. These are your best training characters, followed by Ryo. You've got, the newest Sagi. You've got Mitoma, Chigiri, Striker Isagi, and Nico. And we'll go into why these characters are in the positions that they are if we were to actually minimize this a little. And let's just go into, for example, to the Kunigami, right? So the stats we're looking for in particular in here are the special bonus rate, the lecture rate, and we're also looking for, if we were to open Borrow, we can actually see all three of the stats. So Borrow, for example, would have training rate up, and he would also have these two, which are the other. So they're the trifecta, and effectively those three are the best skills to be grabbing, in addition to just raw training. So if there's a flat training, I know Raichi offers a flat training, so a training bonus. So they're the stats we're looking for. But if you look at level 50, so for example, let's go back to Kunigami, ignoring the lecture rate, because you would unlock that at level 60, you would have special lecture bonus, and you'd also get a great kicking bonus. And for level 50, this is fantastic because you'll be training your kicking bonus when you're training things like Rin, the Asagi cards, Bachira. There's so many cards that train with kick, so it's actually it's an important stat, as well as you do get the early lecture bonus, which is really, really cool. The same applies with Bachira. If we were to, why is this card up there? You get lecture bonus really, really early on. At level 60, you do unlock lecture rate, and this is why we're going to talk about the next tier list, why these cards stay relevant, because they do get the second piece of that trifecta. Gargomaru. Gargomaru does get special rate up, so again, very, very valuable. And then Borrow has everything, but yeah, Borrow starts with rate up as well. So these are why these cards are super valuable. Now, moving forward, going down the tier list, the next cards are just going to have really, really good training stats, like your training intelligence, training speed, training technical, and they're very, very valid cards. But the stats we're looking for are those trifecta when training really well. Now, pushing up to 65. Now you're going to get access to black cards here, which sort of changes your training, because all of a sudden, if we were to open this up again and just pick anyone at level 65. You can see we've got access to now mental imagery as a black card. Other characters are going to give you different cards. So depending on what you want to train, this is something that you have to factor in, because these are going to give you 3 times more stats. And over here, you can see we've given Kunigami, Bachira, Reo, and Isagi the S tier. And the reason we've done that is because, again, if we were to open Isagi up this time, you can see at level 65, you'll now get the training rate up and the lecture rate up. And every single one of these characters, except Reo, end up giving 2 of the trifecta. I'm pretty sure it's except Reo. Yeah, Reo doesn't give 2. He's the only one that gives just special rate up. But in his defense, the rest of his stuff is really, really good. He gives boosts almost everywhere, and also Exercise Machine is quite valuable, especially when you're training defenders. So Reo is very, very solid. Reo later on becomes a complete monster, so Reo is very, very good. But yeah, that's your 65 tier list. I'll pop it on the screen for a little bit longer so you can take that in. Now, this is more for you Wales, and for you Wales, this is your elite tier list. Now, if you have Borrow at 100, Rio at 100, or Raichi at 100, they're almost definitely going to be in every single one of your teams. And I know you're going to say, well, there must be scenarios where they're not. Raichi and Rio are almost definitely going to be in every single one of your training teams because of what they offer. They are just so solid, and well, let's just open them up. The most valuable stat they're offering is this lecture bonus at 70%. If you hit a tile with a Reo and a Raichi, both offering that 70% bonus, you are going to pop off. Let's find Reo as well. Like, your stats will go from just the cheeky 400 to 1,300, 2,000, etc. They offer just so much bonus. Borrow is on there because, again, he's the only card in the game right now, outside of like any character card, either sport cards, there's Kunisagi that does it, that offers all three stats, so you will hit all three stats, which is what makes him so valuable, but his lecture bonus is slightly lower. But he does make up for it in other stats, so Borrow is fantastic. Moving down, you do have everyone that seems to offer two, and these guys all offer different stats based on, what makes them special. So, for example, Bachira has two other stats, also phenomenal technicals. Bachira is just a phenomenal card to be training with. Nagi's a great card to be training with, offers that huge lecture rate. The Chigiri card is on there because it offers 4 training cards. So the reason the Chigiri card is so valuable is mostly because it offers 4 training cards as opposed to your standard 3. So you are more likely to hit special cards by using it, and that's another reason why the Isagi's up there. I'd probably rate the Isagi higher, given that it actually has stats that are way better to train with. Things like the lecture rate, things like the training bonus, and then you got a special training rate up here as well. I also prefer his cards anyway, because you go to a full intel build. We're not really ever building speed at the moment, so Chigiri doesn't have as much value there. And then you got someone like Nico, who is absolutely awesome. Yeah. Let's go to Nico. And what Nico actually offers that I think is really valuable for him is if you come into his skills, we scrolled straight past it. It's midfield capabilities or compatibility. This midfielder compatibility is ridiculously good. So when we're training the likes of Bachira, Reo, even Rin, if you want to use him as a midfielder, making sure he has that midfielder compatibility on him is so valuable. So later on, when we are going to be training, not for just points, but for actual team building, Nico stays very very valuable. Right, boys, that is the tier list. So we'll show them again on screen. So 1, 2, and 3. And boys, I just want to give a massive shout out to the Blue Lock PWC Discord, Haku, and all the mods on there for creating these. I take no credit for any of these. I just brought it to your screen. Boys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.